Sri Punnarao sir, retired AC, and sir will join us in today's Independence Day celebrations.
विद्यालय सावधान, विश्राम, सावधान. विद्यालय सल्यूट, ऑर्डर.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता. पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा. विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा. तब शुभ नामे जागे, तब शुभ आशीष मांगे. गाए तब जय गाथा. जन गण मंगल नायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता. जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Most respected today's guest, Punnarao garu, and respected Principal Madam, my dear staff and children, wish you 75th Independence Day celebrations is something special, wonderful, joyful. Why we consider this 75th Independence Day something different? Because we see that the last 75 years development in various sectors, we reach the destination. If you take economy, that means triple P, purchasing power poverty, we reach the 7th position. Literacy point of view, at the time, 1947, we have 17%, now 68%. Employment generation reached to up to 70%.
Good morning, everybody. Respect Rao sir, guest on this occasion, and all the teachers. Once again, I would like to wish each one of you a very happy Independence Day. This Independence Day is special to us because this is the 75th anniversary. We are celebrating it with different programs suggested by government under Azadi Ki Amrit Mahotsav. Already the activities have been started and it's going to continue. And it is known to each one of us that this is the apt occasion to remember the sacrifices of the great freedom fighters who laid down their lives to bring freedom to our country. That is the reason that we are living in peace today as an independent nation. Our country has made a lot of progress after independence, like giving the right to vote for all the grown-ups, making the national railways nationalized, and India went to voting in 1951, and many more advancements we have made. We have right to speech, right to education, so many other aspects. We have made progress, but there is still a long way to go. Our country is one of the biggest democracies in the world, and on this occasion, I would like to invite Sir to throw some more light on the speciality of this 75th Independence Day celebration. And I would like to invite Sir, and with few words I would like to end my address. With freedom in mind, faith in word, pride in heart, let's salute the nation on Independence Day. Thank you.
Good morning to all of you. Respected Srimati Veena Rote Madam, my dear young friends and children, I am extremely happy and deem it as my fortune today to associate with you on this occasion, and I must thank Madam. Without fail, she is inviting all the programs whichever are celebrated at this Kendriya Vidyalaya, and I am really indebted to her, and I express my thanks for inviting me today. And let me wish you all a happy Independence Day to all of you. Way back in 1947, we got independence. The history of independence, or the story of independence, starts with the Battle of Plassey. The Battle of Plassey made India as a part of the British domain, where Siraj-ud-Dawla was defeated by 550 soldiers of Robert Clive. That is the beginning of the British era rule of the British in India. And that marked the beginning of British rule. From that day onwards, the masters or the merchants who came to India to do their business, they became the masters. The attitude of the masters was basically business, because they are merchants. Every part of the country, they wanted to show their hegemony, domination, by having different modes of policies as well as programs enacted by the British from 1757 onwards. Our Indians are basically sentimental people. They thought after 100 years, if we start a movement against the British, we will win the British, we can ouster the British from India. Thinking that, they made a small plan of revolt of 1857 after 100 years. That revolt of 1857 was considered by the traditional indigenous patriotic leaders as first war of Indian independence. But not, because all the people of India did not involve in the movement. Only the affected people, the victimized people only participated. There was no participation from the southern part of the country. So that continued. And when the entry of Gandhiji in the nationalist movement started, this became a mass movement by making 25 paisa membership for all the members in the Indian National Congress. Indian National Congress became instrumental for getting freedom from the British. So they started the movement against the British under the leadership of mass leadership of Gandhiji, starting from non-cooperation movement of 1920, civil disobedience of 1930, and Quit India movement of 1942. These tides, the greatest tides in the nationalist movement, definitely made the British to awake, to arise and come to a conclusion that they have to leave the country, even though the movements are basically non-violent movements, but they made a lot of impact on the British. So the British decided to leave the country after the Second World War. They promised that soon after the First World War they will give independence for India if they win the war. But unfortunately, the war decided open-ended. It was not decided in any favor of the Axis countries or allies. The allies or 27 countries fought against only 4 countries the other side, even though the war was not one-sided. Then they made another attempt to get the support of Indians, especially Indian Army, in the Second World War by telling that soon after the Second World War we will give you independence and will leave the country. And it was not accepted by Gandhiji because already they deceived by saying that soon after the First World War they gave the independence to India. But they could not stand upon their promises. That's why he led a movement called Quit India movement. The British must go from the country. The movement was, of course, there was no leader for the movement. It was a massive movement, and first time Gandhiji called a violent agitation, but even though he did not agree that it is a violent agitation, attacking all the government symbols and showing the British the power of the Indians by showing agitation against the Britishers, and also gave a slogan, do or die. The do or die itself is a violent slogan, but it means Gandhiji's non-violence is only one side, that we are ready to die, but we are not going to kill the people. So like that it justified and convinced the people. Greatest convincing power is there with Gandhiji. That's why the leaders like Subhash Chandra Bose, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, sometimes they even differed, but they joined with Gandhiji because such a person, magnanimous and also with his inspirational, convincing agreements and also what you call suggestions made for the Indian National Congress at that time. He was the one-man army the Indian National Congress led. And of course, we should not forget the contribution made by parallelly along with the Indian National Congress, the revolutionaries made a nationalist movement against the Britishers, but their means are violent means. That's why they could not come into the fold of the nationalist movement. The movements are parallelly organized to achieve the independence, but they also supported the contribution of the revolutionaries also is there in a great impact on the Britishers. Soon after the Second World War, after the defeat of Japan, on 10th of August, the British decided to leave the country because it is more expensive to control the country than the gains that they are gaining. What they are gaining from the possessing the colony as India, because they already exploited all the resources, nothing is left. and controlling the country for the sake of political hegemony or rule, they cannot spend huge amount of money. That's why they decided to give freedom to India. Such was the impact of the Second World War, and also the nationalist movement reached the highest heights, and where it became very expensive for the Britishers to control India. That way, we achieved independence on 15th of August, that is 14th night, from the Britishers, but they made a mess before leaving the country also because of the incomplete transfer of powers that made dividing the country. Partition was made, and India and Pakistan, that is not the present Pakistan. That day's Pakistan is including the modern Bangladesh also. That is called East Pakistan and West Pakistan together in between India. So such unnatural division that made us to have 101 problems soon after the British left. The British left so many ailments, I can use the word ailments, to the Indian society, which are persistently prevailing. That's why today all the evils in today India facing is the outcome of the British rule. We can very well say, even though they left the country, there is no independent India because of their independent India means we are enjoying the freedom, but the freedom is by and large we are not able to achieve what was the dream of the Nationalist Congress leaders in those days. The dreams of the Nationalist Congress leaders are unfulfilled because of the unnatural division and transfer of power to the India and Pakistan. That way, India became independent, but we could not able to make it a grand success for the sacrificing leaders like Bal Gangadhar Tilak and Bipin Chandra Pal, Lala Lajpat Rai. These leaders who organized the parallel movement aiming that Swaraj is my birthright. This was the slogan which he coined during the nationalist movement. So that, of course, we are enjoying the freedom, but the freedom is not for the sake of developing the country. As Mr. Reddy was pointing out, it is the progress. But even today, we are developing country, we are not developed country. And the developed word, when we use for our country, it is all a nightmare for us. That's why we feel that we have a lot of work to be done to continue with the nationalist leaders. That is, we have to rededicate ourselves to achieve the dreams or the goals of the nationalist leaders who has aspirations about the country. That is what is our duty, our responsibility to fulfill the desires or the goals what they found the Indian National Congress at that time in 1885. What aim was there for the nationalist movements, we have to fulfill, and we have to rededicate ourselves to discharge our responsibilities to make India as independent India and vibrant India and a visionary India and also a leader for the world. Jai Hind!